putting real spells in these TV shows that go straight into your living room, and this is proof straight from the TV show writer.
There's a rumor that production was called by the real witches of New Orleans saying you're playing with fire and you gotta change up your chants. It's true?
So in season 1, when I was the writer's assistant, I wrote the chants, and I would go online and like look up spells. I was like, why not? And then I'd like change a couple words. I'd go and I'd like figure out a spell, and then like go and change a couple words to French and a couple words to like Creole, a couple words to like Haitian Creole. Or you can do Google Translate.
Difficult.
You do Google Translate to Haitian Creole, and then I'd like throw some Latin in. And I was just like making some spells, and then we got a call from a woman in New Orleans who was like, I think that you're playing with fire. I think that you're, what are you trying to do? You're putting these spells in everybody's living room all across America. Like we were like cursing everybody to watch the show. And then I started making shit up a little weirder.
Discernment is a crazy thing. I used to watch this series called The Originals and Vampire Diaries, and I would binge watch. I was obsessed with the vampire, werewolf, witchy stuff. But whenever they'd say the spells, I'd mute my TV because it just made me feel really uncomfortable, didn't want to hear it. But at this point, I didn't know that what they use in Vampire Diaries, Harry Potter, The Originals, are real spells. And I found out because the witches of social media were going off about it, and these witches were calling out the producers or whatever about it, because they're saying, what are you doing? Like, you're literally putting curses and spells in the middle of random people's living rooms who know nothing about any of this stuff. They're real spells. And I was like, there goes the discernment. That's what it was. But Harry Potter is really the one that shocked me, the fact that there's real spells in Harry Potter, because it's literally a childhood favorite. Obviously, I've prayed, I've renounced anything I came into agreement with, but now it's made me so vigilant, because there's so many, even on Netflix, there's so many children's movies that are based around witchy spells, and that I just won't let my son watch, because how do I don't know if they're real spells or not. So you just can't watch any of it. Sorry.
You know, they recreated that movie, The Craft, in 2020.
Really?
They recreated the movie, and they invited real witches on the set, and they had the witches, before they would do a scene, to cast spells and then to invite the actresses to come into this circle with them while they were releasing spell words over the viewers and over the scene. And they broadcast it and wrote articles like, isn't this amazing? We're getting real and raw with these real witches. And people are playing it in their home, and it's entertainment. And, you know, Charlene, I always say the first part of entertainment is enter.
Enter.
So be careful what's entering your home.
Yeah, because she's not here. Screw you, Emma. So Emma's like, and I'm like, I won't do it. I won't do it. My lip. And Emma's like, oh, you're afraid of Papa Legba? I'm like, it's real, bitch. So anyway, mind you, the first time it happened, I called Sarah, and Sarah believes me immediately. Sarah's like, do you want to come to my house right now? I will hold you like a baby. And I was like, I've got it. So we all have to say these words. I refuse to say it. Then I feel bad. I'm like, fine, I'm going to say it. And I start feeling a finger here. I don't say anything to anyone because everybody already thinks I'm crazy. The finger moves down, down, down. All of a sudden, what happened, ladies? My top lip, the other lip, 5 times bigger. They have to rush me. They have to rush a medic in again. And the only thing that was the same was those goddamn Papa Legba words. Do not do this at home, you guys.
Exactly notice himself. Now here's the really spooky thing about playing Pennywise according to Skarsgård. Pennywise apparently still haunts Skarsgård's dreams. Skarsgård didn't have to worry about actually dialing up the sewer-dwelling serial killer, but it was all too easy for him to think like Pennywise. When he finished filming Chapter 1, he went to his childhood home in Sweden and realized he didn't have to deal with the character's inner working anymore. Or at least until he would have to go back to Chapter 2. He said that not having to think about Pennywise anymore was like an exorcism, except if it was a real exorcism, Pennywise wouldn't keep showing up in Skarsgård's dreams, he told Entertainment Weekly. That Pennywise continued to visit him long after filming wrapped. He told Entertainment Weekly, I was at home done with the movie, and I started having very strange and vivid Pennywise dreams. Every night he came and visited. It was in the shape of either me dealing with him, sort of Pennywise as a separate entity of me, and then also me as Pennywise in circumstances that I didn't appreciate. Like I'm Pennywise and I'm really upset that I'm out in public and people are looking at me. Yeah, Skarsgård said that getting out of character was like an exorcism for him.
I want to talk about some creepy things that happened on horror movie sets, starting with the Amityville Horror, the one with Ryan Reynolds. Did you know that during filming, they all were waking up every single night at 3:15 a.m.? And the reason that is creepy is because that's exactly the time that Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family in the house. And not only that, it got more creepy. When they were filming the lake scene, if you've seen the movie, they had the boathouse, an actual body washed up to that boathouse where they were filming. Now, the Conjuring movies. So on the Conjuring set, apparently there was a really crazy gust of wind, but it didn't move the trees, is how they explained it, like a normal gust of wind. Whatever, that could be whatever. But then the next day, the hotel where they were all staying at caught fire and they had to be evacuated. Okay, maybe just bad luck. But then the director, James Wan, was working in his office late one night and he had his dog with him. His dog started growling, and so he went to see what the dog was growling at, what upset the dog, and he couldn't find anything. But he realized that the dog literally had his eyes on one corner of the room growling, and he would not stop. So clearly this told James that there was something there that he couldn't see, and it freaked him out so bad that he actually ended up taking a break for a little bit from working. And the last thing that was talked about from the Conjuring set is the Vera, who plays Lorraine Warren. She said, one, she could not take the script home with her. It made her feel too uncomfortable. She couldn't read it at night because she would be literally paralyzed with fear. And after a phone call with James, the director, one day, she opens her laptop and she described it as 3 digital claw marks across her screen. And then after they wrapped filming and she actually went back home, she woke up the next day with those 3 claw marks on her leg, like bruises. So yeah, it's not that surprising that things happen on these type of sets, because while you're filming a movie and it's not real, you're still doing the things that attract these types of entities.
Have you guys ever heard about weird things happening on horror movie sets? Let me tell you some things that happened on the set of the 2019 film Annabelle Comes Home. So for starters, cast and crew experienced uncontrolled nosebleeds, moving furniture, and losing electricity. So McKenna Grace, who played Judy, experienced the most activity in her trailer. She would lock doors and they would open again by themselves, and she would even see these strange shadows in one of the vacant rooms on set. And she would also smell strange odors coming from her trailer. Let me know if you guys like these kinds of videos and I can make more.
And he ended, beginning and ended with the same kind of weird signal that came my way. It's probably in the notes because I've been asked enough about it. That after my first creative conversation, I had done hours of research watching her in interviews throughout the decades. And then James and I had to make the decision whether I was going to take the role. And so James and I had a creative conversation. At the end of it, I said, Patrick's in, I'm in. And over my computer, there was these claw marks across the last day after we got back, flew home from North Carolina where we filmed, and the next morning, I woke up in my own bed. And, let me show you. And the same claw marks appeared on my thigh.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You have to quote. You have to have some holy water.
I was cool with it. I did my own holy water. You know what I mean? I really do. I felt fortified by my own
faith.
Yes. And my prayers were enough to kind of just dissipate whatever that thing that was trying to
scare
me, you know, and
intimidate you.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah.
And they do. Definitely,
Yeah.
they do.
And I don't dwell on it, so I don't give it that power. I don't give it that, you know. I think it, yeah.